Alright, today we're back. You're cooking with Smooth Davy Jones. We're going to make a meatloaf, which is pretty simple if you do it right, though. And I'll start off with what you're going to need for ingredients. You're going to need your garlic. It's about 2 cloves, I'd say. I chopped up. 2 tablespoons of fresh parsley, which I got off of here. You know, can't get any fresher than that unless you pick it right from the thing. It's in this nice cup I got whenever I was down in Florida with these ladies on there. You know, I'm not a Dolphins fan, but I was a fan of this cup. But that's what houses my parsley. You're going to need some breadcrumbs. Italian style I like, because you know why. Italians don't know how to cook. They've been doing it for a long time. We bless everybody with our techniques here, you know, and I use about half a cup to 2/3 cups of breadcrumbs. And then you need your meatloaf seasoning. This has like black pepper, what else, onion powder, a bunch of other stuff. If you don't really know how to make it, I suggest just go to the store and just get the packaged meatloaf seasoning. That works just as good. Most of the time I do that actually, because it comes up, like I said, pretty good. Here's my whisk. Yeah, I know I don't really have one. I do all these cooking shows here. I think, I don't know, maybe Santa Claus could bring me one this year. You're going to need 1 egg. I already beat it. A nice bowl, medium-sized bowl here. You're going to need, this is a little trick I do. I put a little bit of beef broth in the bottom of the pan. This way it helps it not dry out, gives it some moisture. You're going to need a baking tray. And here's another trick. Probably not a lot of people know, or maybe you do know. But if you elevate this, which I did, because whenever you cook ground beef, it has fat. You can't get 100% lean. You know, you don't want that. So you get around 85, 90% ground beef. You're still gonna have some fat. But if you put it right on the bottom, if you put your loaf right on the bottom of this tray, then you're gonna have all this fat in there with it and everything else. So the trick is, you get some celery sticks, you lay them across. They act like a bridge. You know, you can put your meatloaf right above it. On top of that, it keeps it above the fat. The fat drips down. There you go. You have no mess. But what I like to do is take it one step forward. I got this nice little metal tray here. Great. That came with my crock pot. You know, I put 2 and 2 together, and look what I got. I got an elevated surface now where I can put my loaf right on top of here. Fat drips down into there. I don't have to worry about nothing. Like I said, I'll have a little bit of beef broth in there just to keep it nice and moist. This way it doesn't dry out. So what we're going to do is combine all these dry ingredients into this bowl. And we're going to be adding also 3/4 cups of milk. So let me run through the ingredients again real fast. About 2 cloves of garlic, 2 tablespoons of fresh parsley snipped, 2/3 a half cup of breadcrumbs, and your meatloaf mix, 1 egg beaten, 3/4 cup of milk, probably a little bit of beef broth just to throw on the bottom. There's no specific. 3 celery sticks if you want to do it this way. If you like having the fat all around, you can stick it right on the tray. It's up to you. You know, it's your preference. So, okay, so let's combine everything, and we're going to mix it. Okay, I mixed everything, all the ingredients, into the bowl. Man, I wish you guys could smell that. It smells great. Wow. But there it is right there. You're probably looking like, what the heck is that? Someone like, is that some garbage, dog food, what it is? But hey, that's what's going to make your meatloaf pop. And I didn't mention one ingredient that you need in the meatloaf, and that's ground beef, but I would think it's self-explanatory. You know, meatloaf, you know, you're going to need some meat in it, whatever. Unless you're a vegetarian. I don't know if they have a vegetarian meatloaf. I don't know if you call it a veggie loaf. But need about 1.5 to 2 pounds of meat. So what I'm going to do next is throw all this meat into the seasoning, and I'm going to add it slow, like little bit at a time. I'm not going to throw a big pile in there and then you have to play around with it. I'll put like, you know, a quarter of it in there, mix it together, put another quarter, mix it together, put another quarter, mix it together. You want to be gentle when you mix it. You want to be smooth to the touch with this meat here, because you don't want to beat it up too much because it gets real hard and it doesn't come out as right. So that's what we're going to do next. Okay. I mixed it all together. It looks like one big meatball. You know, but it really smells good. I wish, I guess, you'd think Bill Gates or someone in Microsoft could come up with some kind of smell vision, whatever, you know, that you could smell it. But what you're gonna do now is you gotta make it look like a loaf of bread. So that's what we're gonna be doing next. What I'm gonna do also is add some olive oil, extra virgin, because that's the only way I roll. You're gonna add olive oil. I'm putting it on top of my my grate here. This way it doesn't really stick that bad. If you don't use this and you stick the meatloaf right on top of your celery stalk, you don't need olive oil. So it all depends if you make this little contraption like I did. But that's what you're going to do. Next we're going to form this into a loaf. The meat, 1.5 to 2 pounds. Throw it on top of that. Add a little broth. Bada bing, bada boom. Throw it in that oven. And we're going to be cooking with style, like Smooth Davy Jones. Alright, that's the next step. Okay, there it is. I made it into look like a loaf, or try to make it look like a loaf. It's about 4 inches thick. I don't know, 9 inches long, 5 inches wide. Calm down, people. But I ended up throwing that whole can of broth on the bottom of the pan. As you can see, that liquid in there. And so we're going to cook this thing for an hour, maybe an hour and 15 minutes at 350. Got the oven preheated. You can see it right there, 350. Yeah. And what you're going to do is you want it to go till the internal temperature is about, I say 160. You want it right. You don't want it like a rock. You know, well done. I like my hamburgers well done, but your meatloaf, you really don't want it like that, because it'd be too hard. It'd be like pretty much eating like a hamburger. So you really don't want that. And the way that you avoid that is you get one of these fancy thermometers like I got, digital thermal. What you do is, boom, you poke it in there, you know what I mean, for the first time. Slide it right in, get the temperature, and bam, it's done. Tells you exactly. That's what the real cooks do. But like I said, it's going to be cooking for about an hour, so in TV time, we're going to be back real fast, but in real life time, I got to find something to do, and you guys got to find something to do for that hour. I don't know, go play PlayStation, or play that Wii that, you know, you guys like to play, these kids these days, and I don't know, watch a movie. I know Showtime got some good movies on demand. You know, you get one of them packages deals where you get all these movies and stuff, but or Redbox, whatever you're into. But me, I don't know, I'm gonna go occupy my time. I don't know, maybe I'll knit something. I don't know, sew something together. But no, I'm just kidding. I don't do that stuff. But all right, we'll see you in about an hour, or in real time about 2 seconds once this thing's done. Because there's a couple more steps we gotta do. You don't just put it in and then boom, an hour is done and you cut it up and serve it up to people. There's a couple more things you put on this thing to make it look good. So, in the meantime, peace out. I'll see you in a couple minutes. Okay, it's almost done. It's been about an hour, but this last step is what I could consider optional. With that background noise you hear is my dishwasher. I'm trying to do 2 things at one time here, but we'll make a quick sauce for the top of this meatloaf. What I put in here is some brown sugar. And then what you're going to do is get some ketchup. Heinz, nothing but the best. Don't get none of that fancy ketchup or any other, like, catsup or whatever. There's only one ketchup, and that's Heinz. But what you do is you mix them 2 together in a nice bowl. And then you spread it over top of the loaf, which I'll show you in a second. Okay, it's out. As you can see, it's about 170. A little bit longer than what I wanted, but it's still not hard as a rock. You might be looking at this saying, oh, it's a little bit crispy and burnt. It's really not burnt. It's actually very soft. Like, I can push it down it's very, very soft now. That's what we want it, see? About 162, that's about right there, 165 I'd say. That's where you want it. Now what we're going to do is add our sauce that we made. Oh yeah, this in the corner, my buddy's homemade wine, Chris. There's a couple people that didn't like it, but majority of people do. We keep it real in this house. No fancy wine glasses or anything like that. Just a regular glass you drink your wine out of. What you're going to do now is add the ketchup paste that we made with the sugar. We're going to spread it all over the meatloaf and plop it back in the oven for about 10 minutes just to heat it up. This homemade ketchup sauce, and it'll be ready to go. Okay, took it out of the oven. As you see, I took it off this tray. Look at all that fat and everything at the bottom. Good thing we made that little bridge. This way it keeps it up. This way it's not cooking right in that fat and everything else. You can just throw this away. I wouldn't try eating that celery unless you're starving out there, because it's probably disgusting. But here's the final product. As you can see, that ketchup sauce we made with the sugar, brown sugar, is all over it. Nice caramelized little look. Tastes great. And there's the inside, cooked perfectly. Nice, like I said, it's nice and soft. And kind of fell apart when I was cutting it because it's that soft. But here it is on the tray, on a nice plate. You serve it up with some mashed potatoes, a little bit of gravy. Got yourself a good meal. But that concludes this cooking episode of Meatloaf. Oh man, look at it. Yeah, like I said, it looks pretty good, folks. Came out good. Look at that. These pieces here at the end, they kind of like fell apart, but still good. And like I said, it concludes the meatloaf portion. Smooth Davy Jones, cooking with style. I gotta cut it short because YouTube only lets you go about 15 minutes of video. I hate doing 1, 2, 3, 4 videos, you know, putting them together. I like just having one. So, till next time, who knows what we're gonna do next week? Maybe surprise you with something else. But till then, I'll leave you with this shot. Smell it too. Oh man, it looks good and it smells great. All right, peace out, guys.